Boxing Talk. We back. We are back. We back. It's been a while, but we could not resist not getting together for what is one of the best weeks in boxing ever. Yeah. We're going to start with the end of the week. July 29th, 2023. Earl Spence Jr. versus Terrence Bud Crawford. This is the one. My man Tony here said he didn't want to do another show till this fight was signed. So here we go. We are here. And we are going to break this fight down in a way that not many shows do because we don't have no agenda. We're going to break this shit down, in our opinions, the way it needs to be broke down. I don't have a horse in this race because you have two of the best fighters of this generation getting together. So I'm just going to enjoy the fight. I do have a prediction, but we are going to break everything down in this episode.
Yeah, I mean, where y'all want to start? Y'all want to start with the press conferences? Let's start there. What y'all think about the press conferences?
Terrence Crawford isn't, and even in his media day, Terrence Crawford is just a reserved guy, so you're not going to get that rah-rah from him. So the press conference was pretty much what I expected. You got two guys that respect each other immensely, and they just want to get in the ring, period. All that pushing and showboating, that's not them. Yeah. So if anybody expected a rah-rah press conference, anybody that know these two people or have been watching this sport long enough knew that's not what you're going to get.
Yeah, I second that on the press conference. I thought that I mean, if you want to talk about who did better, like, Earl had me laughing when he said that how you catch Moby Dick with a fishing pole and I'm flipping his whole boat. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it was fun, but like you said, you have two fighters that really respect each other and not really saying anything bad about each other. And they just want to get in and see who's the best. They got together themselves and ironed things out and then sent it to their team and said, work it out. And I have to respect that.
100%.
Yeah.
And I agree. I mean, I feel like I got more than I expected with the, my Friday's fish and
yeah,
you gonna fuck around and download a virus.
Yeah,
and, I'm the biggest fish. You can't catch Moby Dick with no fishing pole. Yeah. You gonna need the USSR, China. I don't know. I felt like that last press conference, the first press conference, I just was looking at demeanors,
body language.
I thought Terrence Crawford looked a little nervous, the first one. And it could just be me, but he was looking at Earl and he was like sucking in more spit than normal. I don't know if he was just sizing him up or just, what I'm saying, or whatever the case may be. And maybe it's just that initial damn, this, what I'm saying, this shit finally here. Maybe realizing damn, this shit about to happen. It ain't no fight talked about more in sports than this one. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that could have been it. To me, Earl always looked like he don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm just here because I gotta be.
Yeah. Earl on some Ivan Drago shit.
Earl on some Marshawn Lynch shit.
Yeah.
I'm just here so I don't get fined. But I think the second press conference, Bud looked a little more alive, and it looked more like Bud. Earl, as always, he dry, but we know that motherfucker ready. You know what I'm saying? We know Bud ready too. Mm-hmm. I think what I'm most interested about, or excited to see, is the weigh-in, the face-off after the weigh-in. I want to see if Bud gonna have that same energy that he normally have with everybody else, where he mean mugging you, or he all up in your grill, or I just want to see what his demeanor is. We know Earl gonna blink 50,000 times in 2 seconds. And turn away before the stare-off is over. So I'm not really expecting much from Earl because he never does anything. Okay, so what about the media days? How y'all feel about the media days?
I think like we opened up earlier, to have other people in the ring. Because as I'm watching Terrence Crawford, I'm like, why is this? Because it was 4 people in the ring when Terrence Crawford was doing this thing.
Yeah, I think he got like three trainers or 4 different trainers.
Yeah, he got 4 different trainers, and it was also working with other fighters. While
I think he got other fighters on the card. I think that's what it is. So
yeah, he does.
They all work with the same trainers, Stevie, Cole Nelson, and I think it's somebody else.
But I was there to see Terrence. I wasn't there to see the rest of
want to see Stevie.
but I get it. Like you said, with them fighters being on the card and their trainers being there, I get why they were in the ring. But I was there to see Terrence. I think Terrence looked sharp. I think, and put it this way, I think Terrence looked sharp. Earl looked serious. Just
Earl looked destructive.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, there's another angle to that. Maybe they had other people in the ring, so you couldn't just focus on Terrence Crawford, because there's no way you could look in that ring and just, when you got 4 people in the ring, your attention's...
No, you gotta have a short attention span, because I only looked at Terrence Crawford. Fuck them other people. I ain't even really pay attention to the other motherfuckers.
Yeah, I just was like, why they in the ring? And I'm not gonna say anything about anybody's trainer. I know Bo Mac's a great trainer, but the way he started with just a little thing like, you know what I'm saying? Just and just like, okay, walk a little bit. All right, weave this. You know what we do. See, Derrick James got in there immediately, put the pads on. Like, let's get to work. And then Derrick,
switching.
Yep, throwing shots at him and everything, switching and everything, and making Earl cut the ring off on him. He back to a corner step, and then Earl step.
Right.
Step.
Cutting that ring
step,
off
all
quick.
That.
And see.
Yes, and I mean, that's what made, I think, Earl's media day more, and like you said, he looked destructive. I mean, he was just looking like, he was on point. I mean, but Terrence did look sharp, though.
He did.
I mean,
but it's almost like what Derrick James told Frank Martin. You want to look pretty or do you want to win?
Yeah.
Get your ass out there and thump.
Yes.
Because when it's all said and done, can you fight?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All that shit look cute, but can you fight? Tommy Hearns found out the hard way, right? Well, can you get in this motherfucker and thump with a haggler, somebody who got a chin like that, who gonna keep coming after that right hand don't work?
You said Thomas Hearns because of all the talk, we're hearing. That's something else I wanted to bring up. When we look at the welterweight division and the fights that we say, history, you're talking about 2 fighters here that I would put in the top 20 all time welterweights. I can't say top 10.
100%.
I say top 20 all time.
The winner gonna be in the top 10. The winner's in the top 10.
I would have to think about that.
Can't tell me,
I'm not disputing that at all. But I'm not.
They both, even with the losing, might be fucking around being in the top 10, depending on how the fight goes.
Yeah, that's true.
147, I can't. Well, that's another thing.
Yeah.
But when I look at the history of fights, and everybody, whenever one of these fights come at 147, it's always compared to Ray Hearns and Ray. Right. The thing about Ray and Hearns fight back in, what was it, 81?
Yeah.
Damn, we were kids still. You wasn't even in the shoot yet.
Wasn't even in the shoot.
But the thing about
dating us, just fucking point.
But
yes, I was alive, and so were you. Okay,
and I wasn't.
And Brandon wasn't. Let's just leave it.
And
at
I'm
that.
35. So
exactly. So that's a long time.
But the thing about that fight, it lived up. It had everything. I mean, it had the media darling. It had the guy that looked unbeatable. And then, the fight itself, you had the media darling getting his ass whooped, and one of the probably best comebacks in a fight that we've ever seen, because one of the greatest lines in the corner, you blowing the kids, you blowing it.
You blowing it, son.
You blowing it, son, you blowing it. And then to come out that round and do what he did, like I said, that fight will always be one of the best ever. Some fights in this division that we've had, the big fights, De La Hoya, Trinidad, did not live up to what we thought it would live up to, what it would be. Mayweather, Pacquiao did not live up to what we thought it would be.
I don't agree with that last one. I feel
Let
like.
him finish.
Go ahead.
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead. My bad.
I mean, I'm not taking nothing away from Floyd, but Pacquiao comes in, he says, my shoulder, my shoulder, my shoulder. What I expected from that fight, not that I would say Floyd wouldn't have won it if Pacquiao was at 100% or that Pacquiao was not at 100%, but I expected Pacquiao to be much more active than what he was. Rather, that was Floyd's ability to neutralize Pacquiao's strengths.
That's what it was.
And that's why I don't agree with it. You see what I'm saying? Because go ahead.
Go ahead.
So I feel like people take away from the Manny Pacquiao Floyd fight because they expected something from Pacquiao that Floyd didn't allow him to do.
Okay.
Versus looking at the fight and saying, damn, Floyd really stopped somebody who throw 1,000 punches a fight from throwing 1,000 punches a fight. It would be no different if Bud goes in there and somehow can stop Earl from being as active as he is. We have to give Bud credit. We can't put a damper on this fight and say, oh, it didn't live up to the hype because we're expecting Hagler Hearns.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think us as boxing fans, we ruin boxing a lot by shitting on fights when it ain't what we expect it to be. And I say this to say, I never thought Pacquiao was good enough to beat Floyd at any point in his career, at any point in Floyd's career. I always knew that it would be one of those type of fights where people would have an excuse, just like they had for any other Floyd fight. The thing that makes this fight so appealing, more than Hagler Hearns, more than Floyd Pacquiao, is you have, and more than De La Hoya Trinidad, you have two fighters whose mentality is exactly the same. Floyd wasn't going to get in there and brawl. Didn't matter what the fuck Pacquiao did, he wasn't going to get in there and not be Floyd. Like you said, Ray Leonard had already took a loss. You got two undefeated guys at the best point in their career taking on each other, and neither one of them know how to lose. And they both got that type of dog where if you hit me, I'm going to hit your ass back. If you push me, I'm going to push your ass back. So this fight can be one of those fights. If it don't live up to what we expect, we can end up shitting on this fight because we expecting Pitbull versus Pitbull.
Another example of that would be Pernell Whitaker. Well, that's definitely Pacquiao and Mayweather. Whitaker versus Chavez. Because Sweet Pea made somebody that we thought was next to God in the ring look average. Look average.
Yeah, but the whole to go back on what you was talking about, the Mayweather Pacquiao thing, I always said after the fight, I got what I expected from Mayweather. I 100%. Didn't get what I expected from Pacquiao. The reason why people didn't like the fight is because Pacquiao couldn't do what they thought he could do. It's just that simple.
Right.
Like I said, when I watched Pacquiao coming up, even when he was at his most explosive, Pacquiao throws a lot of punches, but he leaves himself open. Floyd was the best counter puncher in the game.
Right.
So it was as much as people thought, it was a bad style matchup.
Right.
He wasn't just going to overwhelm Floyd with a bunch of goddamn activity.
Right.
It wasn't going to happen. He's going to come wide. He's going to get punched in the face.
Right.
And he's going to have to readjust and say, okay, I can't just come in there like that.
Right.
Because even though people talked about Floyd's power, Floyd had enough power to keep people off his ass and just walking through him. Now, like you said, about this fight, the difference between this one and Ray and hers is one thing Brandon said. Ray had took a loss. But that was one of the best fights ever because of the ebb and flow. You expected Tommy to come in there. A lot of people thought Tommy was going to knock Ray out.
Exactly. And that's the difference.
But they did not know because Tommy hadn't had to check. He didn't have to show it then that he was a hell of a boxer.
Right.
See, so when Ray was moving around, losing the fight, getting outboxed, making sure he wasn't getting hit with that damn right hand, when Ray caught him in the like 5th, 6th round and shit started hurting him, and the roles switched.
Right.
Ray started being a hunter.
And
And Tommy started getting on his bicep.
Right.
See, comes with a good trainer. Emmanuel Stewart said he told Tommy, remember what happened when y'all sparred when you were like an amateur or whatever, and how you used to box? You need to do that now.
Right.
And that's what Tommy started doing. See, Ray wasn't expecting that.
Right.
What the fuck? This motherfucker like 6'1", 6'2", with a 90-inch reach,
Right,
and
on
he
the
hit
back
me
foot.
from across the ring.
Yeah.
How the fuck? What am I supposed to do about that? But like you said, I mean, they dug deep. This fight right here, as much as I used to say to Brandon, and see, that's why Brandon, that's why he's sitting there with strap season shirt on. As much as I used to try to fight and say Bud has to be smart, Bud is going to fight when he get hit.
He's gonna have to.
And this is the thing. Both of them are dogs. Now, like I said, whether he catches Earl in between some shots, because he's great at throwing in between shots, and he fucks Earl up and make Earl readjust, or if you don't, it's like Mike Tyson. If you don't stop him, like when Amanda hit him with that body shot and stopped him, that momentum, if it just keep rolling.
Right.
It's like going downhill.
Like
And like Derek James said,
picking up
hitting you and they hurting you, man. And it's this constant. And you hitting them and they still coming. It's oh my God. It's cool.
and that's the thing.
To me, man, I don't even. I'm just waiting.
And the thing is, I feel about Earl, but in my heart, I don't know.
I don't. That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
I know Bud is the thing about Bud is he a sharp shooter. You know what I'm saying? And if Earl shows him any type of respect, the fight is over.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the Sean Porter fight, when Sean Porter wasn't showing him respect, Bud wasn't able to do what he wanted to do. It wasn't until I think he landed a body shot and Porter kind of like started thinking more and hesitating more. And now Bud was able to get in to be Bud. You know what I'm saying? But I just don't think Earl got that quick in him. Like, and I don't think Bud got it in him either. Even if there's a stoppage, I feel like it's gonna have to be my corner feel like I'm getting beat up too much and he throw the towel in, or my eye busted up and I can't see, so the doctor's got to stop the fight. I don't see going down and nigga stand down or quitting on the stool. I don't see that from nobody. You know what I'm saying? So if somebody gets stopped in this fight, it's going to have to be because Bomac feel like I got to save him for his family and his kids. I can't let him see too much more of this. Or Derek James like, you know, this man got kids and a family. He already done had these accidents.
Yep.
Let me go ahead and save him from himself. That's the only way I see a stoppage. Now, the reason why I would say I would lean more towards Earl is because I can see him being the one to beat somebody up more.
That's because you've seen it.
Bud never beats anybody up.
No.
He don't beat nobody up. He chop you with a shot and then he throw a bunch of punches and he finish you. But what I'm saying is, Earl is going to tie up. Earl probably gonna fling it. This shit is going to be a war. Raw is war. Okay?
This is, and I'm trying to stay away from prediction, but this is the advantage that I give Bud. And watching that Sean Porter fight, when I look at the opponents that Earl's faced, and I guess I could say the same for Bud, but one thing I do notice about Earl Spence is when he gets into that search and destroy, and it gets to destroy, because like you said, that momentum, he gets defensively irresponsible.
I don't see that though. Like he'll get hit with a shot, but who doesn't? Okay. And even with getting hit with those shots, who looks like the more solid fighter when they get hit? Earl.
I don't know, because I seen Earl it's just that fighters didn't follow up. I didn't see Ogus hit Earl like, you know what I'm saying? I seen Sean Porter hit him and he like, and I've seen Bud get hit and still like this. So I'm not saying that.
I'm talking about as far as getting hit and getting hurt. Earl will get hit and be like, even with the Ugas shit when his mouthpiece fell out and he wasn't paying attention. Ugas hit this man free, clear. This man wasn't even looking at Ugas. And the motherfucker licked his teeth, made sure his shit was still in, and smiled. And went right back to work.
Okay, that's Ugas. You don't get that off. See, that's what I'm saying. Why Ugas didn't jump on his ass, I don't know.
Kavalaskis cracked Bud.
That African guy cracked the shit out of Earl.
And Earl didn't touch the ground.
But he was hurt.
And
see, a lot of people don't know that though. But see, because a lot of people out here saying that Earl never been hurt. Oh, Earl been hurt.
I feel like everybody
Sean Porter dinged him a couple times in that fight.
Everybody has been hurt. To me, it's not about getting hurt. It's how you recover.
Yeah, no. Earl, look, Earl's training regiment. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's very important when you're training as hard as you do, because when those times come, and in boxing they always come.
Muscle memory.
Muscle memory got to take over, and your conditioning and everything else that you went through takes over. And Earl is so conditioned, like you said, when he does get hurt, if you don't stop him, his recovery time is like that.
And the thing is,
but Bud, I didn't mean to cut
you off.
But Bud, see, the thing is, there's something that I didn't notice that Teddy Atlas actually noticed when he was interviewing him. He said, when you got hurt by Gamboa, do you know
you switched stance?
Yep, you switched stance in the middle of that and caught him. That's muscle memory shit, man. That's just.
He didn't even know.
Bud didn't know he did it. It's just muscle memory shit.
But that's the thing. I think they both have that in their own way.
They do.
The same way you can say, oh, it's an advantage for Earl.
For Bud, you could say it's an advantage for Earl.
But I was going to single it out.
Okay.
The same way you can say it's an advantage for Bud when Earl get downhill, he get defensively responsible. Mm-hmm. It's an advantage for Earl when Bud start throwing them wild ass hooks. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what makes the fight so intriguing, because who's going to be the more focused fighter? Who's going to be the more defensively responsible fighter? Who's going to be the one to impose their will on the next man? And neither one of these guys have no quit in them.
Neither one.
So how do you, first, see, here's the thing. Both are slow starters. Earl probably don't start picking up to like round 3 or 4.
Earl is a slow starter, but he's an active slow starter.
From round 1, Earl is stepping and jabbing.
Step.
Whether he's getting to you or not, whether that jab is landing, he's creating pressure.
He's applying mental pressure.
Yep, mental pressure. He's jabbing. He's trying to catch his range. See, Terrence is one that'll shoot a couple of shots, wait, try to gauge the distance. Earl gauging distance by throwing punches. So that's keeping you defensively, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, and then once he gets his range.
So with that being said, because we know Bud analyzes. Bud is analyzing those first 3-4 rounds.
Fuck around, download the virus.
That's what Earl said.
So with that being said, as we're breaking this fight down, you're giving the early rounds to Earl. Because
if I had to go on history, yes. Yeah. But this is why I lean to. I'll give my prediction. This is why I lean towards Earl. If Bud is anything but himself, he's going to lose. If he's anything but Bud, meaning if he comes out and he tries to start faster, who knows what that does? You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe you're playing into Earl Spence's game. Now you working sooner than you want to work. Are you going to have it in round 8? Are you going to have it in round 9? Because nobody has forced Bud to work when he didn't want to work. Earl's going to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I just feel like I see more positives for Earl than I do for Bud. First of all, you're on a Showtime. That's Earl's network. Yeah, that's true. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to put no salt in the game, but this is what boxing is. Yeah. If there's a close decision 9 times out of 10, you better believe this shit is going to Earl. So he has that on his side. He big as fuck.
Now I keep hearing that, and I know Earl Spence is going to rehydrate after the weigh-in, but as far as height and reach,
I'm talking about size. Fuck the height. I'm talking about
just a big country boy.
Size, like, you see that nigga back and arms, the width and size of his arms. Then you look at then you look at Bud.
But Bud is what you call like wiry, strong, and strong as fuck.
Bud like a.
I think
welterweight Deontay Wilder,
like they say, or Tommy Hearns.
Yeah, but without the height, but just wiry, strong, and I think like they said, some people, I forgot who it was. I don't know if it was. Shout out to Showbiz or Blue Blood or whatever. They said that they don't even think boxing is Bud's first love. It's wrestling.
Yeah.
He loved to wrestle. So he's strong as hell.
Shout out to Showbiz. I like that motherfucker.
I want to say that too. In all the boxing shows, Showbiz shout out to. He's the only one I'm really watching now.
I fuck with Showbiz.
I fuck with him. Look, Blue Blood, because of his work rate. Hey, look, I much
can't
respect.
listen to Blue Blood no more. I love him to death.
Look, but I say, look, because of his work rate and True Media Today, Coach Malachi.
Yeah, I fuck with Coach
Malachi. Yeah.
Straight down. Look, no chaser.
I fuck with
Coach Malachi straight down the fucking middle. Like, look, this is what it is. This is what it is. If somebody call in, even though he called, Earl Spence fans, Earl sexuals or whatever, but if they call in with some bullshit going leaning Bud, he'll be like this, but what about this?
Right. Yeah. I fuck with Coach Malachi. I fuck with Showbiz. I fuck with Blue Blood, but Blue Blood, I'm watching 15 minutes of footage before we even know what the fuck we talking about. God damn it, Blue. We know that he's a 3-time world champion.
He does that. I like that part.
That's why he loses. By the
that.
time he gets to the end of the introduction, I'm like, man.
Nah, man, look. Blue Blood give these fighters their motherfucking
But he do it every video.
That's
God
right.
Damn.
So that's
then he be like, the WBC president Mauricio Sumo on board of 57 minutes. We don't care.
That's the funny part right there. But no,
Blue, we fuck with you, but god damn.
I totally understand why he do it. He said why he do it.
God.
That's his thing.
30
That's what you expect.
6,
Just like, Showbiz when he said, I don't like the whole theatric shit, but that's what he does.
But I like his because I like the songs. I like the pop-ups. When he like hit the like, I like all that shit. I fuck with it. It brings some type of excitement. Blue ass be dry as shit, but I fuck with you. But back to the shit.
Enough of that, like promoting everybody.
Back to the shit
because those are the ones who basically
keep it a buck.
They keep it a buck.
Yeah.
They will look. Blue Blood to say if Terrence Crawford do this, he gonna lose, or if Earl Smith do this, he gonna lose. And you go to other channels who we got a clear agenda.
Right. I'm
Earl Spence, and this is what's going to happen,
right.
or I'm Terrence Crawford, and this is what's going to happen. I like those 3 channels. I'm sure it's more out there that we haven't mentioned or whatever. No slight or whatever. I'm talking about these 3 big channels. But go ahead. What was you saying?
And like I said, it's okay to be a fan. You know what I'm saying? But being a fan don't mean that you blind to the other shit.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm one of the biggest Canelo fans, but I think Charlo, at this stage, which we're going to get into that.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get into that.
Yeah.
But, yeah. But, yeah, predictions.
Well, you said, well, it doesn't matter what you said about that. My prediction is...
Tell them what you told me. Tell us about Monica Lewinsky.
My prediction is Terrence Crawford is going to win a decision. The counters, I do believe we're going to see Earl Spence hurt in a way that we've never seen before. I think Terrence Crawford is going to be able to take advantage of some things, and I give Terrence Crawford the fight.
Listen, I can't even argue with you because I don't fucking know. And this might be one of them Anthony Joshua Klitschko type Jones where Bud go down in round 4 and then Spence go down in round 5 and then shit, who knows?
That's right. So your prediction is?
Spence.
Okay.
And I'm going to say, I seen a destructive Spence. I'm going Spence. Corner stoppage round 10, round 11.
Okay. And I guess the tiebreaker is that I don't fucking know. Because I'm telling you, that's why I was glad that you 2 picked somebody. Because goddamn it, I don't fucking know. I'm telling you.
I'm taking Earl Crawford.
Exactly, I'm taking Earl Crawford. That's what I'm taking. That's right. Or Bud Spencer. You know what I'm saying? It's either way, it's because of everything you said and you said. It's just making like I don't fucking know. I can see a avenue for Earl winning. Like I said, because Earl looked destructive. I can see, him like if Bud counters don't work,
right?
That he gonna get broke up in that motherfucker. Oh my God, that's gonna get real ugly because you talking about somebody that put pressure on you like never before. Fundamentally sound, so you ain't gonna get too many shots. Cause Earl usually get hit with one at the most 2 shots before he covering up.
I think that shit kind of like wake him up or some shit.
It does sometimes because he's so, like you said, methodical and all right, this, you know, this, then boom. Oh, you want to fight?
Yeah.
That's what you want to do. But you know what? Bud the same way. Right. Bud is gauging shit. You know, he's switching. He throwing shots like this. Because I saw it in the Sean Porter fight. When Sean Porter would shot, Bud laughed like, oh, okay, so you want to fight then. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, bang. Oh, so that's what we doing? Yeah, that's what you getting paid for. So, yeah. But I don't know. I don't know. So you got...
Say draw.
Yeah, draw. How about that? Yeah.
But look, I'm going to say this. It could get ugly for Bud to the point where it's like, oh shit, like he was doing this shit against these motherfuckers, but it's getting bad. But it could also get bad for Earl.
Yeah.
Because if he go up that motherfucker and Bud tagging him and them shit stinging like we think they are and he can't apply that type of pressure, it could get bad. It could get bad for him too.
I mean, people underestimate Bud's. I mean, I don't, but Bud can punch.
The thing with my thing is, when he hit Sean Porter, I don't even think that was the type of shit that, you know what I'm saying, like could have hurt him or whatever the case may be. I just don't think Sean was Sean. The rest of them niggas, Khan, Spence would have stopped him. Benavidez, Spence would have stopped him. Brooke, Spence stopped him. Like, so it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, he cracking, but so was Mikey. But when he got up there, it was different when he got in there with Spence.
Yeah, but Bud's been there for a minute. Yeah, and let me say this before, because
how do we know if we put Mike in there with Amir Khan, he wouldn't have stopped the shit out of him? How do we know if we put Mike
Amir Khan?
Yes.
I don't know. Mikey couldn't even finish.
No. We talking about the Mikey that got his ass beat. Now I'm talking about the Mikey before the ass.
Yeah, Mikey didn't even stop. What's his name? No, it's the tall guy.
Easton?
Yeah, Easton.
He dropped him.
Yeah,
but that's like you saying Bud
that was at 140, right? I'm saying
Ray Beltran. Bud didn't stop Victor Post.
At 147, Mikey Garcia has been ineffective. Because who was it? It was an old guy that he fought.
The ass whooping,
he only fought once at 147.
No, he
fought somebody. Was it Vargas?
I thought he.
And he fought Sandor Martin. He lost to Sandor Martin.
After the Earl fights?
Yeah, that's after Earl.
He was fighting at 147?
Yeah, that's.
I thought he was back down to 140.
I think he went back down for one fight and then came back up.
I thought he fought his last couple of fights at 140.
He might have some not stop.
But Vargas, I thought Vargas, was that the fight he hit Vargas behind the head and that was the difference in the fight? But Vargas was winning that fight up to that point.
I agree. But that's the after Earl. I would think nobody's the same after fighting Earl. Nobody.
I just...
Lamont Peterson been getting his ass whooped ever since.
Well, he was getting his ass whooped before.
No, but it's been
Lamont,
worse.
Look, and I don't want to say that.
It's been worse there now, though.
Well, I mean, not really worse because Lamont was, to me...
He shouldn't have been.
He shouldn't have been in the ring with Earl.
Yeah.
And that's just what I thought. I mean, you could think something different.
No. I don't think a lot of people should be in the ring with
Earl.
Earl.
But I'm just saying that it wasn't a thing where he beat the life out of Lamont. I think it was already gone. I think that Lamont was the only one that picked up the phone, and Earl said respect to him for taking the fight.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So I think that was it. I think he was already done with. So
what about
Mikey Garcia coming up to, I mean, from actually his last fight before he fought Earl was at 135. So he moved up 2 weight classes from that point. To fight Earl Spence, it was a bad move. Not even Robert. His brother and trainer. They didn't want him to do it. So that negates Mikey. Sean Porter gave him a hell of a fight, and if it wasn't for the knockdown, Sean Porter might have got the knock.
And then what about after him though?
And then after him,
he looked like some shit against Formula.
But did he?
Yes.
I mean, I haven't watched. I don't know who the hell
Sebastian Formula One or some shit. Sebastian Formula or something.
The Ugas fight was before the Earl fight.
Spence.
That was before Spence, and people thought that Ugas won.
Nobody looked the same after Earl. Yeah. And Bud won't
Yeah. Sean Porter didn't put up a bad fight against Terrence Crawford.
He didn't hate it. He just mentally.
He didn't. And then, but see.
He came out and said it recently too.
I mean, the only thing he said that I wasn't doing all of the things that my father wanted me to do.
No. He came out more recently and
He
said,
said what?
I wasn't the same fighter.
Oh.
He said that the difference between the people when Earl fought him and Terrence fought him is niggas don't be the same fighter on Saturday that they was on Tuesday.
Well, he was also older.
That's what he said. I wasn't the same guy.
Like
Crawford.
I said, the Kell Brook thing.
Not the same guy.
It was a wash. He wasn't the same guy after Triple G.
No, I ain't gonna go that far.
Why not?
He wasn't.
Why not?
And Kell Brook recently said that because I had to drop down from 160
to 147.
to 147.
He took the Earl fight right away.
That's right. He said that was damaging, more so than him already fighting at 154.
That's you choosing to go up and fight.
I know,
somebody
but
you
he wasn't
choose
the
to
same.
fight. It's different than
It wasn't
you
the
just
same.
not.
Wait.
Just like Mikey Garcia.
But did he not go up there because after Sean Porter, he was having a hard time getting fights too.
He was.
Nah,
At 147.
He was.
Kell Brook was the best welterweight in the world.
At that time.
I'm telling you.
But
he
he
beat the
came
shit
back
out of
there.
Keith
Yeah,
Thurman.
exactly.
Back then.
He would have.
He beat the shit out of Keith
And
Thurman.
Keith ain't want no problems with him.
I don't disagree.
Then again, I don't know about the inner
Wait,
negotiation.
because wait a minute. At
I-
that
look,
time, Keith
Foz,
Thurman
I
was.
thought- Look, as far as I thought, that Kell Brook was the best.
Once Floyd rolled,
Yep.
it was Kell.
When he came over there and beat the shit out of Sean, when he beat Sean's ass, I ain't gonna say beat the shit out of Sean, but
beat the shit out of
yeah,
Sean.
beat Sean. He beat Sean. I'm not gonna say he beat the shit out of Sean, but he beat Sean.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, because I was looking at Sean at that time, like, damn, he doing some things, because he just ragdolled Paulie Malignaggi and just destroyed
Did I
him.
tell y'all I seen Kenny Porter? I thought about that.
What?
Did I tell y'all I seen Kenny Porter?
You ain't say nothing stupid, did you?
I'm not disrespectful.
Did he know who you was?
No, I mean he spoke.
Okay.
I spoke back. I mean this shit. I don't have nothing personal against him. I just think he should have stopped the motherfucking fight.
And I mean, agreed. But you know what? The one thing that people
I
don't
just
talk
thought about
though,
that show, man.
the one thing, I was the only one defending you on that show, by the way, Kenny. Everybody, look, these two motherfuckers, look. It took him. Look, he was trying to be respectful, but Brandon just kept F Kenny Porter,
Yeah.
F Kenny Porter, F Kenny Porter. By the end of the show, it was them two. F Kenny Porter.
Kenny Porter. Because at the end, fuck him not personally, but fuck him because I feel like he not only did he take away from Sean by stopping that fight,
He did.
he took away from Terrence by what he said after the fight. Because now Terrence being able to say I stopped Sean don't look as impressive when you say Sean didn't train, Sean didn't do this, Sean wasn't doing this. You take away from the motherfuckers who pay for pay-per-view who feel like, so y'all niggas lied to me and you knew this nigga didn't train and you made me spend $75 on this fucking pay-per-view?
Yeah, because, but when I heard Sean talk about it, Sean was like this. It wasn't that I did not train, I did everything I used to do, but it was like the swimming after doing all of this stuff like that. And he said in his his physical trainer was like, man, you should have been done with swimming, a while ago. Like, as far as in his training camp. So he was agreeing with Sean, but when Sean, look, the results of the fight, Sean thought back to what his father was asking him to do. And look, maybe in Sean's words, because like Brandon say, he had never publicly slight his dad. He said, maybe I should have. And he didn't. And look, it showed. Look,
I
when
can't
Terrence
say
Crawford,
it showed,
it didn't.
man.
No, I'm not gonna. I'm saying when Terrence Crawford, they were like, "You losing? How? Okay."
But let's see
Yeah.
if he do that shit Saturday.
Yeah.
Because if he do that shit Saturday, he might be number one all time in my book. If he getting his ass whipped by Spence and they say, Buzz, you losing, and he go out there and stop Spence in the next round, then he the best nigga to walk the face of the earth.
Well, this is the thing, Brandon. If he's losing to Spence, getting his ass beat by Spence. Look, see, losing to Sean Porter, just like Spence probably didn't think the fight was as close as it was. But, because losing to Sean Porter is sneaky.
Right.
You don't know you losing. You think you're doing better than
awkward, active motherfuckers
You
winning.
think you're doing better than you are. But if he's losing to Spence, he gonna know it. His body's gonna know. Like, oh, you losing. So why you ain't throwing the towel yet? But no, that's not Bud though. Bud like this. Nah, I'm gonna go out there. Bud gonna go out on this shit.
If he do that shit,
yeah. If he
he
go out
better
there and
than
say,
all them
okay,
niggas.
yeah. If he do this, if he was like this, I'm losing. Cause it's a back and forth fight. Look, if it's a back and forth fight, Spence think he winning. Bud think he winning. If they say you losing, and he was like this, what? I'm losing, and he go out there and set Spence down. Oh yeah, I'm like,
but you know what though? What if it's the other way around? We just seen Derrick James tell Frank Martin,
yeah,
you losing.
Yep.
The fuck is you trying to be pretty or you want to win?
That's what make him.
And then what if Spence come out that motherfucker and sit his ass?
That's true.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yes. That's true, because
I can't wait.
Derrick James ain't gonna sugarcoat shit.
I like that.
If Terrence Crawford's clearly beating Earl's ass, Derrick James gonna be in his chest. What are you doing?
What is you doing?
Exactly.
Look, man, Terrence Crawford, like I said, I see Bud just doing what needs to be done, and I don't think he has the luxury of questioning whether he's winning or losing. I believe he has to know, like you said earlier, because this fight is on Showtime and it's mostly everybody behind Spence. He has to decisively beat Errol Spence,
and that's why it's hard for me to say Terrence. Not because I don't think he's good enough to win. I just see too many things. It's almost like Canelo. Like it's like he already up 4 rounds. He good. Mm-hmm. You got a chin, you ain't gonna stop them. It's kind of hard to beat the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Then he the money man. So if the decision is close, you ain't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think Bud is that much better than Spence to go out there and win 8 to 10 rounds. See, and if it's 7-5, that's where the shit come in. Like,
I mean, it's 7-5 with a couple of pick'em rounds.
Yeah, like it's.
Yeah. But I mean, look, like I said, I see avenues for Earl to win. I see avenues for Bud to win, man. I just, you know what? And look, shout out to, we said something about when Devin Haney went over to, Australia, do the Devin
Batman boxing too.
I'm just going over there, right, and doing this thing and people saying do the Devin Haney thing, right? You gotta say do the Earl Spence thing too if you want great big
100%.
You gotta say
and
do the
Ryan
Earl Spence
Garcia,
thing. And the Ryan Garcia
and the Caleb Plant.
Yeah.
Like, cause them niggas made boxing in 2023.
Yeah.
I can't think of a year in my existence where we've gotten this.
Yeah, because Spence, look, Bud and Spence got on the phone. And kudos to, like I said, because Spence actually held all the cards for the fight to happen. Look, the things that Bud was asking for, and when they talk for like 45 minutes. They wasn't even talking boxing. They was talking about family, how you doing, and everything else. And he was telling him what he need, and Spence put his pride to the side because he wanted this Bud fight.
Right.
So he was like this, okay, well, I'm gonna concede this, I'm gonna concede that, I'm gonna concede whatever.
Give him what he wants.
Yep, give him what he wants in order to make the goddamn fight.
He want to walk out last.
His father said, you the stubbornness. He's like, yeah, I know, but that's what got me to this point where I'm at right now. Because he was like this, I don't give a fuck. Like I said, he wasn't going to fight again unless he was fighting Bud. So
we got Spence, Crawford, Earl Crawford.
and I second what you just said. Mm-hmm. From the beginning, from the time when Earl Spence fought Kell Brook, he's been focused on being undisputed. And it's taken a while. It's taken time. I wish he could have gone another route like the guy at 168 who got those fights back to back to back within a year. But Earl Spence has been just determined to do what make next week happen.
5 years ago was it? 5 years ago was when they met up. When they met up, when they met up at that fight. Bud and you mean when they was in the halls. What Earl said he was doing, he did. Exactly. I mean, look, people can sit there. See, that's why I say you can sit there with all your agendas. You can talk about, who really deserves this, who really deserves that. I'm like the fighters right now. That doesn't fucking matter because they're fighting.
And if you notice, I ain't bring it up.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why. Look, that's why. Like you said, it's a different perspective when you come for us because we don't have really a dog in the fight. So we're not even though
I got a dog in the fight. But I ain't stupid either.
Yeah, no, but
I
I'm
know
saying,
Bud is that
yeah,
nigga.
Yeah, so, but I mean, even though you're going for Spence and you're going for Bud, you're not sitting here shitting on Spence.
Nah.
You're not sitting here shitting on Bud. You know what I'm saying? And you're not saying, oh, well, this is the reason why, this is that. I give Earl much respect because he was the clear A-side to concede a lot of stuff that most fighters would not concede in order to make the fight that he wanted. From that year, like I said, 5 years ago, from when they was backstage and he said, I'm going to go get the belts on this side, then I'm coming to take your shit, and he's done nothing but
the only thing he's done different was when he named them names, he named Pacquiao and not Ugas.
Yeah,
that ain't his fault.
Yeah, that
because Ugas beat Pacquiao.
Yeah.
So the motherfucker did exactly what he said he was going to do.
And I've said this before in other fights, and I'm going to say it again. I'm picking Bud, but I love Earl Spence. I love Earl Spence for the work that he's done, the determination. Because let's not forget, Earl Spence could have called his career after that car accident. But not only after these accidents that he come back, I mean, the detached retina, not only that, but when he comes back, it's not a tune-up. It's give me the best guy.
And he whooping ass.
That's the thing.
He whooping ass.
There's not been a fighter that I've seen come back. I mean, Ray Leonard was like back in the day God to me, but when Ray Leonard came back, he fought people we ain't never heard of. Mm-hmm. The Earl Spence has just been different. He's been what we boxing fans just want to see from boxers. Ain't no tune-ups, ain't no bullshit. It's let's get this shit done. And that's been Earl Spence. So although I'm picking Bud Crawford in this fight, make no mistake, I am a big fan of Earl Spence. I've been a big fan from Earl Spence since the Sean Porter fight. Because again, I picked Sean Porter in that fight. I said if Earl's box, it's an easy fight for Earl. But if Earl get in there and want to outdog Sean Porter was going to win that fight. Earl gets in there, and it's a dog fight. And that's probably been the best welterweight fight up to this one. Mm-hmm. But for Earl to handle Sean Porter like he did, to fight him his way and win that fight.
And that's the thing. They both stubborn and like, oh, you said I can't do this? I'm going to do this shit. Oh, you think I can't go in and brawl with?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to do this shit.
Because Earl even said after that I will not fight. If I fought Sean Porter again, I would not fight him the same way.
But I got a question for both of y'all. What is Bud going to do when Earl smile and he see them shark teeth on that fucking mouthpiece?
He gonna say, is it glued in? That's all he gonna say.
Boxing talk.
We out.